Hey, what's up everybody? It's Denny with Simple Sluice Prospecting Equipment. Today, my dad and I are at the river. Again, just another really beautiful day. This is the same spot that I was at last time, but today I'm using something a little bit different. I'm going to flip you around here. So this is a sluice box that literally zero people showed interest in. This is a 6x46 with a nice big landing pad there for dumping material on, and I'm running a micro mat with a combo mat in the back. And for the first time on any prospecting trip, I'm using the Simple Sluice weight plate. So extra simple, it just slips right over the top. You find any size rock that you want. You don't have to search for, you know, the big flat rock to go across the top. So anyway, that's kind of fun. I'm interested to see how this box works. I'm kind of happy that I get to keep it for myself. Me being such a smaller company, I don't have the liberty of just, you know, keeping and using any size sluice box that I want for myself. I have a lot of money invested in material and, yeah, mats and so on, that I don't get to just use whatever I want. So this will be a fun test. But anyway, I'm going to classify up a butt. Well, I'm going to do a couple test pans first, but I found a line, and so I don't know if you can see it, but it kind of there we go, kind of goes up that way. And then so this is the inside bend. Let's focus. The inside bend of a river. So the various different flood stages, these all become different severity of low pressure zones, and this river gets to raging pretty good. So where my dad's working, that's a line right there that has been worked pretty heavy, and I think he found a spot that's right next to that line, or just in it, and let's hope that he does well. So I'm gonna pick this one that's a little bit closer to the river. So anyway, I'm gonna run some test pans, and I'll show you guys what I end up with, or maybe I'll just fast forward to sluicing. Today, another thing that I'm gonna do, rather than panning out all my cons here on the river, I brought a small con bucket, and so I'm just gonna run whatever I feel like running, and bring that stuff home and run it on the cleanup buddy. Anyway, we'll bring it back. Alright, so here's the results from the first test pan. Here's one speck. So I'm hoping to do a little bit better than that. I might do one more from this pit, and if it doesn't get any better, then I'm going to move on to a different spot. Alright, so here is test pan number 2 from the same spot. Look at that. We got 4 pieces, one of them being pretty darn nice, and the other 3 not too bad either. So I think I'm going to keep digging here. I'm going to classify a bucket and get her ran down the sluice. So I'm starting to get this hole worked pretty good. I've moved all around this boulder, getting inside that crack. I didn't bring a crevicing tool, so I'm just going to use my hands to get the rest of it. But I can see where this had been worked probably 2 years ago. So it doesn't look like it's been touched at all since this last flood stage. So I think that this is going to be good. So remembering that this is all flood gold, and digging down deeper does not get you on better gold. That's always been my experience. And this time again, I'm finding lots of, well, not a lot, but I'm finding clay, and that's always a good sign. be nice if I could get that big rock out of the way, but it's heavier than it looks, or I'm weaker than I thought I was, or not as strong as I thought I was. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to start moving up to the front here. These guys are really cemented in. My word. This is some hard digging.
Hard digging. That's why I'm going to sit down for a moment.
Don't blame you. Oh my goodness. Very cool for this. There we go. Oh yeah. There has to be. That's the stuff right there.
Hey there.
Might be overloaded. Here, where's my pan? I think I overloaded it.
It's the bedrock.
Huh?
It's those larger rocks that mess it up.
Yeah. All right, so we got a little over a half a pail classified up to a 1/4 inch, and we're going to start running this material here. So hopefully, oh, well, my sitting rock doesn't want me to sit on it, so, and I can't find a good spot for my tripod, so this is, we get to do it by hand. Getting some pretty decent flow there. You can see a good V right in the middle. Looks like it's clearing out pretty good. I'm pretty excited about those first couple flakes. I actually already see a flake. Hold on a second, I'm gonna zoom in. There's a flake of gold right there. And I can't tell if that's just a yellow rock. It looks like a yellow rock. Okay, but there's already one piece of gold, and that was the very first scoop. So that's pretty exciting. Now my dad, yeah, the other one is a yellow rock. My dad just ran a, I'm going to assume about a half a bucket on the 6x24, and he didn't see anything in the indicator mat. So we'll find out how he does. He's going to switch to a different spot. Oh, that one piece is still hanging out. Maybe I'll let this clear out just a little bit and then I'll snuffer that up. So, if you saw in my last video, I like to snuffer up the gold that's in the indicator mat. And, well, for two reasons. Like I said last time, I'm greedy and I want my gold. There it is. And number two is so that I can tell. Oh, is that another piece? That's another piece of gold. See if I can get you zoomed in on that. That right there. That's another piece of gold. I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot, guys. So I'm going to snuffer that up too. So if you don't snuffer the stuff out of your indicator mat, sometimes it's hard to tell if it's a new piece of gold or if it just moved. And the whole reason for having an indicator mat, for me, or at least the theory behind it, is so that you can tell if you're still on the gold. And I don't, gold can move around in those mats or migrate down, and I like to know if I'm still on it. So that's cleaning out pretty darn good. I think I'm happy with this rate of flow and my pitch. So the last time I videoed myself sluicing here, I got a comment I'd like to touch on real quick. I really do enjoy the comments, good or bad. If it's a comment that is rude or something like that, it'll just get deleted. But I have relatively thick skin, and I'm open to criticism. And so if somebody has a question or says, hey, your sluice box wasn't set up right, there's a good chance that it wasn't set up right. Sometimes you don't really have an option unless you spend an hour setting up your sluice box to get it perfect. And oftentimes, if I end up on a time crunch, I will go for good enough. So anyway, this gentleman commented that my pitch was wrong, which he was correct. But he also said that these types of mats don't hold on to enough black sands, and that's why he doesn't use them. So I guess my question for you guys is, do you want your sluice mat to hold on to a lot of black sands? Because that's what this gentleman was indicating, is that he doesn't use rubber mats because they don't hold on to very many black sands. So as far as I'm concerned, and this is how I replied, I'm not here to prospect black sands. I understand that black sands indicate that you're in the heavies, and that's good. You want to see some black sands? That means that you're digging in the spot where heavies fall out. Absolutely. Do I want my sluice mat to hold on to a lot of black sands? Absolutely not. I don't understand why one would want that. So if you guys have an answer for that as to why that would be a good thing, let me know in the comments. So with a lot of other riffle systems, I'm going to stand up here for a second, give my legs a rest. With a lot of other riffle systems, when you start wadding up with black sand, the gold is going to skate over the top of that, and you're going to lose gold. The Dream Mat processes that black sand, and it moves that gold into a low pressure zone, and it buries itself under the black sand inside of the vortex cells. And then the black sand coming down after that, whether it's from migration or from putting in more material, it covers that gold even more and it protects it. So yes, black sand is good and you want it in places, but if it was, well, this is me. I don't want a bunch, but anyway, enough of that. So I'm not seeing much more in the indicator mat right now, but that's okay. Yeah, just as I said that, boom, another piece of gold. Yeehaw. Suffer that guy up. Sorry about the camera angle there. Got it. All right. So, and I also understand that rubber mats or dream mat isn't for everybody. Not everybody's gonna like what I like. Not everybody's gonna like what you like, and I think that's wonderful. There's a lot of mats to choose from, and you know, to say that one is simply the best and it never loses gold, it's the best mat in the world, well, you know, we're all allowed to have our own opinions. So, I chose this mat for simple sluice because based off of my experiences, it performed the best. It just, hands down, it performed better than any mat that I've ever used. And if you're watching this video and you have a different mat that you prefer to use, well, you're probably using that mat because it's the best that you've used. And well, that's what we do. Make decisions based off of our own experiences. So life is good. Prospect for gold. Well, I'll tell you, not having a sit and rock sure kind of sucks. So I'm going to go ahead and run the rest of this material off camera, and I'll probably classify one more bucket, then do a clean out, and I'll probably do 2 more half buckets after that. We'll bring you back. I decided it was important enough to have a sit and rock. So this is the next classified bucket, down to 1/4 inch. I got into what looked like some pretty juicy material. We'll see what happens. I am kind of blocking my own sun here, so hopefully that doesn't make for too bad of a video, but what we got. So I hate to say it, because I love my 8x32, but I almost kind of think that I like the 6x46 better. It doesn't require a whole lot of flow, and you can get this ripping. It was really easy to set up, and there's enough mat in this chassis to know that you're capturing all the gold. Lots of safety net there. For the type of gold that we have in my area, it's pretty rare to see gold really past the indicator mat. So So I'm feeding this pretty aggressively. And it seems to just be chewing right through it. Hopefully this time around we have enough to actually weigh. That'd be nice. I think the last time I got a measurable amount on the scale, it was in the neighborhood of 0.015. So as far as monetary value, it really wasn't much. But I was just thrilled that it showed up on the scale. Doesn't take much to make me happy. So with this classified to a 1/4 inch, and considering I started off with a solid 2/3 of a bucket, this is going to take a while. So I think I'm going to have to bring it back. Alright guys, so it's the next day. We are going to do a snuffer dump of the material that I removed from the indicator mat. Not bad. Just looking at the bottom of the snuffer bottle, I can see more gold than I thought that we had. So I hope it actually turns out to be a weighable amount. Once that's done, then we're going to switch over to the cleanup buddy, and we're going to run the rest of the concentrates from the sluice box. So when I was at the river, I did a wash back on this, and I did not see one speck of gold. So who knows? We'll see what happens. I would be very hard pressed to think that 0 gold went down, got past the indicator mat, but it's going to be what it's going to be, and it could just be that, well, the indicator mat is that impressive. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get to the snuffer dump here. And I also just wanted to kind of touch on this really quick. This is an inexpensive snuffer bottle from Amazon, and this is the Garrett Gold Guzzler. The difference between these two is astronomical. If you're currently using a really inexpensive snuffer bottle, I'm glad that at least you have one, but the Garrett Gold Guzzler is totally the way to go. I do keep these in stock here at the shop. I don't have them listed on the website. There's a lot of updating that I need to do on the website, but that's one of many things I need to do. But anyway, these are about $9-10 bucks, just about anywhere that you get them from, and it is so worth it. It's a much better snuffer bottle than basically everything else on the market. So let's see if we can. See, I think there might still be some in there. Not seeing any. So, I don't have any surfactant in this. But there's some nice pieces in there. See how close we can get you guys. Decent amount of black sands. Some of them are pretty coarse. This should wash back pretty easily. I think I have too much water in there. Oh yeah. So there's not bad. There's floating gold all over the place. Okay, it's kind of getting everywhere. I really should use some surfactant, but you can see it. Not bad. So this is I want to say a 8-inch pan. Maybe a 7. Little tiny guy, but not bad gold. So we're gonna set that aside. We're gonna move you back just a little bit to give me some room and plug this little guy in. I don't know why. I'm not sure if it's my generation and what Hollywood did to our brain in the 80s and 90s about plugging in a 120 volt appliance in water, but I always worry just a little bit. So anyway, here's the cons. I need to get my trusty high vis. Now keep that in mind, because when you're on the river, it's really easy to lose things. You can see this on a rock from a mile away. Anyway, we're gonna get rid of our air bubbles here. So the only beef that I have with rubber mats in general is the production of air bubbles when you first ramp that sucker up. Okay, so we got our water level good. We got our flow basically as low as I can get it. So this is an old spoon that I dug up. I'm guessing it's probably, it's made in Japan, so it's good quality. But I dug this up on our property. Actually, I was doing whatever I was doing, and I thought, that's absolutely perfect for feeding a sluice box. Clean up sluice. So there's all different size. There are some pebbles in here that are larger than 1/4 inch, because I would wash rocks off. I'd pull the classifier out of the bucket and wash some rocks off. So I'm gonna have some potentially some rocks to have to dislodge from the mat. So far the micromat is doing a pretty good job, as it always does, of moving all the unwanted stuff out of the way. And I see basically nothing but black sands in there. So far, no visible gold. Alright, let's get a different pan. Sorry for the break there. Hopefully this is all good. That didn't go according to plan. wash my hand off here. First timer. Okay, let's go ahead and scooch that out of the way. Move this over. Okay, put that there. Eliminate some of that water. So not a whole lot of cons. We took, I don't know, I didn't weigh it. I don't know how many ounces of material that was. But you can see there's a lot there. So we condensed that down to a very small amount. And that's nice. We're just gonna do a nice gentle pan back. Shouldn't take very long. I do see a piece of gold. You see what I see right there? So that's good. Ooh, I see another one. This is making me happy. Alright, let's get that down there. So you can see there's another one cropping up here in the corner. Oh, look at that. Not bad. Bring that up. There's another little one. I do see more little ones in the pile. Go ahead and move that over. Oh, you go back. Okay, so I'm seeing some really, really fine gold up in this corner. Like flower gold wizard type material, microscopic. So there really wasn't much in there. I'm hoping you guys can see that. It was actually not very much at all. So I'm going to go ahead and snuffer that up, and we'll do a full snuffer dump. Alright guys, so here is the final cleanup snuffer dump. Not too bad. I'll take it. So, some of those pieces are decent sized. Here's my finger for scale. So, yeah, the biggest one is under 1/8 of an inch for sure. But not bad at all. Alright, so I reran the tailings, and this is this is what I came up with. So my finger for scale, it missed 3 pieces. So I did slow down the feed rate a little bit more for my rerun, and let's take a little bit closer look. So, I mean, yeah, it missed some gold. That's unfortunate, but one thing that I have to remind myself is how flat these flakes are. And once these flakes can get to tumbling, it's pretty hard to stop them. And that's why we find them so far down the river from where the gold's coming from. So kind of a blessing and a curse, but I guess it's just a good reminder as to why we take a look at our tailings. So next time I'll slow my feed rate down to where I have it now, and maybe we won't lose any gold. We'll see. Alright, we got the gold all dried up and ready to weigh. There are a couple of pieces of black sand in there, so if this weighs anything, we will deduct a little bit from that, but it really isn't much. I think I see like 3 or 4 pieces. So let's... Oh! Alright, we finally got gold that actually measures on the scale. That is fantastic. That looks like a solid 0.018. I don't know what that is in monetary value, but we're probably looking at a couple of dollars. So anyway, I'm happy I got something that registers on the scale. That's just fantastic. It was a wonderful day on the river, and I'm grateful for any gold that I get. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Take good care, and we'll catch you on the next video.